Hello dear students, I am Chetan Singadia from Dr. Subhash Technical Campus. You are watching the video lecture for the subject of Database Management System. Today we are going to see the data definition language, that is nothing but DDL. In that we are going to cover part 2 session. We already covered few things in our first session, that is part 1. Now before starting with in this session, we would like to recall the things that we have covered in our last session. So in our last session, we have seen that what is SQL. So we already know what is SQL. SQL is a structured query language, and it is nothing but it is a database language which is designed for the retrieval and management of the data in a relational database. There are many RDBMS systems like MySQL, MS Access, Oracle, Sybase, and so on. So this is a simple definition of SQL. That thing is we already covered in our previous session. We have also seen why we are using the SQL, that is structured query language or SQL commands for the subject of database management system. As we already discussed these reasons for the SQL, because of we are using SQL with the for the purpose of data management system. You can see here, when you want to access the data, describe your data, when you want to define your data, when you want to create and drop your data, when you want to use functions, view tables, if you want to provide permissions. So these are the simple reasons that because of that we are using SQL. We have also seen the history of SQL and the few landmarks of SQL at the different years. Here, these are the landmarks are given here that we already discussed in our previous session. So let's move forward. So as we already know, there are types of SQL commands or SQL queries are there. In that 5 types of widely used SQL queries: data definition language, that is DDL; data manipulation language, that is DML; data control language, that is DCL; transaction control language, that is TCL; and data query language, that is DQL. Right now we are in the phase of data definition language, DDL, in the part 2 session. So as you can see in this this chart, this flow diagram, here we are in this part, in DDL part. Till now we have covered this create statement. We have covered this create statement, and in that we have also seen how to create table, how to create database. We have also seen how to create table using another table. We have also seen the few examples also. Let me show you in a quick. So this is what DDL, the data definition language, which helps you to define the database structure or a schema. So when you want to define your database structure or define your schema, in that case we are going to use this DDL. Until now we have covered this create statement and rest of the others that we are going to cover in this session. Now let me show you what are the things that we have covered as far as these commands are there. So create statement we have seen. In that we have seen the create database statement and create table statement for the purpose of how to create a new table and how to create a new database. We have also seen the syntax of how to create a database, and these are what the examples of it. We have also seen how to create a new table using create table statement. This is how we can create a table, and we have also seen what is the meaning of that column 1 and data type. So that we already discussed in our previous session. Then this is a simple example of to create a table that we already understand in our previous session. So this is how you can create your table using create table statements. You can see it's very much easy. After executing such kind of table, we will get such kind of outputs in our RDBMS system. This is as much as simple as we write the query. And this is the last topic that we covered in our part 1 session of DDL, that is how to create table using another table. So this is what the syntax that we have already seen in our previous session. Now let me show you the example also based on this syntax. So this is what the example. Here you can see create table, test table, as select the column name from the customer. So as per the syntax, whatever the column you want to select for a particular table, you can take it here, or if you want to take all columns, then once again you can take it. So this is what we understand till now in our part 1 session, till the how to create table using another table. So in today's session we are going to cover this drop command, alter command, truncate command and comment command. What are the use of these commands in DDL in a SQL of database management system? So let us see each one in detail. So let us understand what is SQL drop database statement. So here we would like to understand the drop command. The drop database statement is used to drop the existing SQL database. So this is a very simple. When you want to drop your database, in that case you have to use this drop command. So what is the syntax to use the drop command? We have to write down this drop keyword and database. These two keywords are fixed, and then database name. So when you want to drop your database, so this is what the syntax that we have to follow to drop our database. So let me show you the example: drop database and database name. So that examples we already see, and when we have created a database in a create database statement. So once you have an existing database, SQL database, with the help of this kind of command, you can drop your database also. This is one of the another example: drop database University DB. So this is how you can drop your database using drop database statements of existing SQL database. Now here there is a tips. What is that? It makes sure you have admin privileges before dropping any database. So what does it mean? That means when you want to drop any database, you should have admin privileges. Now what is that admin privileges? That admin privileges is nothing but we have already seen the keyword, that is TCL command. That what is TCL command? That is transaction control language. So in that there are two things, grant and revoke. So these two particular commands, that is grant and revoke, are supposed to be used to provide the privileges to the user. So this is what they are saying: make sure you have admin privileges. That means you should have admin rights before dropping any database. Once a database is dropped, you can check it in the list of databases with the following commands. So when you are going to drop any database, and then if you feel like I want to check whether the particular database is dropped or not in the database list, so you have to write down this command, that is show databases. So that show databases, once you fire that command from the RDBMS system, it will show the list of databases are available in that particular system. So this is how you can drop your database using drop database statement. So I hope it is very much simple and you can easily get it. Now similarly, we seen that we can drop our database. Similarly, we can drop the table also, whatever created on a database. So now here one important thing is that when you are going to drop a database, the entire database will be deleted. That means whatever the tables are there in that particular database, that are also be eliminated or also be discarded. So here there is something bit different. Here we are going to talk about the drop table statement, that is used to drop the existing table in a database. So when you want to drop a particular table from a database, in that case we have to use this drop table statement. So what is the syntax of it? The syntax is very simple. You can see here a drop table and table name. So you can see in this example also drop table, and a table name is sheepers. So you can simply drop your table from the databases using this command. So here once again one important notes are there. Be careful before dropping a table. We have to be careful while drop a table or dropping a table, because deleting a table will result a loss of complete information stored in that table. So that here they are saying that when you are going to drop a table, so whatever the values or whatever the records are there in that particular table will also be deleted or will also be dropped. So this is what a drop table statements. Now one more important concept that we would like to explain here is that is SQL truncate table. Now what is the use of that truncate table? The truncate table statement is used to delete the data inside a table, but not a table itself. This is a very important concept. When you want to delete just a data inside a table but not a table, in that case we have to use this truncate table statement concept. So let me explain once again. A truncate table statement is used to delete the data inside a table. So when you want to delete a data inside a table, so in that case you have to use this SQL truncate table, but not table itself, but table is already there. So this is what a simple syntax of that table, truncate table and table name. So that is that example of it, truncate table and cpers. So this is how you can truncate the table using this truncate table syntax. So what will happen when you are going to perform this command? So it will delete the data which are available in this cpers table, but not the table that is cpers. The table will be available, only the data will be deleted. So this is a bit difference between truncate table and drop table. Now one more important things that we would like to explain here, that is SQL comments. You already know there are many types of comments are there in C language also. We already seen that there are a single line comment and multi-line comment. Here also there are two types of SQL comments are there. There is a single line comments and multiple line comments. So what is the use of it in terms of SQL statement? Let me explain. The comments are used to explain the section of the SQL statement. What is that? Comments are used to explain the section of SQL statements or to prevent the execution of SQL statements. There are mainly two types of SQL comments are there, single line comments and multiple line comments. Now let us understand what is single line comments. The single line comments start with dash dash. So this is the important symbol. When you want to use the single line comment, we have to use this special character. The any text between this symbol and the end of line will be ignored, will not be executed. Now whatever we are going to write down in between this symbol, that lines or that line is supposed to be ignored, that will not be executed. For example, the following example uses a single line comment as an explanation. Example, select all. So whatever the customers are there, that all are supposed to be in a it will not be executed. So this is how you can use this single line comment. Another example that I already used, the following example uses single line comments to ignore the end of line. So this is how you can write down select star from customers, single line comments where CT is equals to Berlin. So this is the use of simple single line comments in SQL. Now let us see another example also. The following example uses the single line comment to ignore the statements. So when you want to ignore a complete statement, then you have to write down before that single line comment select star from customer. Now let us understand a multi-line comments in SQL. The multi-line comments will be start with the slash star and end with star slash. This is the important symbols that we are going to use when we have to use a multi-line comments in SQL. Say slash star and star slash. Any text between these two symbols that will be ignored. Now for example, the following example uses a multi-line comments as an explanation. So here we would like to ignore the following lines, slash star select all the columns of the records in the customer table, star slash. So these three lines are in a multi-line command. So this line will be ignored, or we can say this lines will not be executed, only this statement is executed. So this is what a multi-line comments. Now let me show you one more example of a multi-line comments. The following example uses the multi-line comments to ignore the many statements. So here you can see many statements. So these are the statements: statement 1, statement 2, 3 and 4. So here we have put multi-line comments from statement 1 to statement 4, that is from table customer to categories. So this many number of statements will not be or we can say it will not be executed, or these statements are ignored while executing this query. It will only execute this suppliers table. So it will select star from table. These commands will be executed because the rest of the other lines will be commented using multi-line comments in SQL. So this is these are the simple example of single line multi-line comments in SQL. Let me show you one more example for a multi-line comments to ignore just a part of a statement. So when you want to ignore a part of statement, in the previous example we have seen the many statements, a single line, a single record. Here we would like to ignore the just a part of statements. Also we are using multi-line comments. The following examples uses the comments to ignore the part of a line. Like for example, select customer name, comma. This is multi-line comment. This is multi-line comment. Country from the customer. So here in this customers table, all the CT will be ignored, or the CT will not be executed. So the entire table has a 3 field in this particular example: customer name, CT and country. But here as per this command, it will only be executed customer name and country, because the CT will be ignored with the help of multi-line comments. So rest of the other examples are also there. Here you can easily get it, but before that you have to see this operator. So that we will see in our upcoming video lectures. Now one more important concept in SQL, that is alter table statement. Now what is that alter table statement? An alter table statement is used to add, delete or modify column in an existing table. What is that? Let me explain once again, because it is most important topic in SQL. The alter table statement is used to add, delete or modify columns in an existing table. The alter table statement is also used to add or drop various constraints on an existing table. So two important things that we would like to understand is when alter table statement is used to add, delete and modify the columns in existing table, that we already know. And another thing is when you want to drop or add a constraint on an existing table. In that case also we are going to use this alter table statements. Now till now we have not seen the what is constraint. So let me explain. A constraint is nothing but a set of rules that are supposed to be applied on a particular table. We will see that constraint topic in upcoming our videos, but let me give you an example. For example, if I am saying that a primary key, any table, if there is a column name that is ID and I am going to apply a primary key, then that primary key is nothing but a constraint. So when you want to add, if you while creating a table, if you are not add the primary key, but after that when you want to add that primary key on that particular table, so that is add, and that primary key is nothing but constraint on existing table. So in that case also we are going to use alter table statement. Okay, so this is how this much simple. So what are the things that with the help of alter table we can do? The alter table, with the add column we can add the columns. The alter table we can drop the column, we can drop the column. And the alter table we can alter, modify, or we can say change or modify the column. So these are the three things with the help of this SQL alter table we will do. Now let us understand SQL alter table add column. Now when you want to add a column on a particular table, so to add a column in a table, we have to use this following syntax. So what is the syntax? Alter table, table name, then we have to write down this add keyword and column name and data type. So these are the important parameters, important syntax of it: alter table, then table name, add, column name and data type. So this is a syntax. With the help of this syntax, we can add a column on a particular table. So now what is the example of it? The following SQL adds an email column to the customer table. Now in this example, what we would like to add? We would like to add the email on a customer table. So we have already a customer table. As per this example, let us assume that we have already a customers table. So what we have to write down? We have to write down this alter. Here you can see this alter as it is, table as it is, then table name. So what is the table we have? Table name we have, that is customers. So that is the customer. Then add keyword, and here we have to write down the column name. So what we would like to add? We would like to add the email column to the customer table. So that is a email, that is a column name. That is the column name. And then data type. So it is email, we already know it is a character type of data type. So the data type that we would like to use, that is varchar and size of 50. So this is how you can add a particular column using alter table statements. It is very much easy. Now similarly, as we use the add column, now another thing that when you want to add columns, so the another opposite thing that when you want to drop a column. So to delete a column in a table, we are going to use the following syntax. Notice that some databases system does not allow a delete a column. So here they are talking about the DBMS system. So that is nothing but RDBMS system. They are saying that some of the RDBMS systems may not allow to delete a particular column. That means it will not be allowed to use such kind of commands in a particular table. So but here we would like to see what is the syntax of that to drop a column using alter table statement. So alter table, table name. In case of add, we are going to use this drop, column name, column and column name. So here in the case of add column, we just write down add, but in case of drop column, we have to write down the drop column is a complete keyword with the help of space and column name. So let me show you the example. The following SQL deletes the email columns from the customer table. So this column name is we have already added in the customer table, as we have seen in the before few minutes. Now we would like to drop that column. So what we have to write down? Alter table, table name, drop column, and what is the column name? Column name is email. So this is how simply you can drop a column from an existing table. Now another thing that we would like to see, that is alter or modify the column. Now what is that? When you want to modify a particular column, so what is that modify a column? To change the data type of column. So in a table, in that case we are going to use this concept. So for example, when we have created a table and we have returned a data type integer. Now later on we came to know that that particular column name is not appropriate integer. We would like to change the data type integer to varchar. So in that case, that concept we are going to use, that is modify or alter the column. That is nothing but to change the data type of column in a table that we are going to use. So as I already explained, when you want to change from integer to character, so that is nothing but change the data type of column in a table. So we are going from integer to character. In that case we are going to use this concept. So what is the syntax of it? Alter table, table name, modify column and column name and its data type. So this is how simply this syntax will work in many of the RDBMS system. Now let me show you the example of SQL alter table. Now here you can see there is a persons table are there. In that we have taken 4 fields, or we can say 4 columns. The column 1, that is ID, the next column is last name, third column is first name, and fourth column is address. And here we have inserted a few records in that table. There are 3 records are there. Now we would like to understand the alter table examples, that what are the things that we covered till now regarding alter concept. So here we would like to see to add a particular column in this particular example. Now when you want to add a column named date of birth in a person table, so what is our task? Our task is to add a date of birth column in this table. So here there are only 4 columns, but we would like to add another column. That column name is date of birth. So let's see how we can add. We use the following SQL statement to add this kind of column: alter table and table name, add date of birth and date. And here date is what? That is a data type of date of birth. So our question is this table. Now in this table we would like to add this date of birth column. Now after executing this command, this table is simply look like this way. So here you can see when we execute this command, we added this column. So this column will be added in this particular table. So that's why I have highlighted also, because it is a newly added column in a person's table. So here there is a notice also. Let me explain. Notice that the new column name, the date of birth is of the type date. So as I already discussed, is of type date and is going to hold a date. So what it's going to hold, or we can say what it's going to include, a date of birth. And the date type specifies the what type of data the column can hold. The person's table now will look like in this form. So this is how, after adding a date of birth column, this table will look like in this form. So what we understand from this example, we understand that when we have a particular table, and in that particular table, if you want to add a particular column, so we have to use this syntax, we have to use this kind of commands, so we can add a particular column in an existing table. So this is what add column example of alter table. Now let us see another example, that is from alter change data type. Now we also seen that when you want to change a data type or particular column, so that we can perform with the help of alter table statement. So now we want to change the data type of column name date of birth in a person table. So that means what they are saying, that we want to change the data type of date of birth column. So we use the following SQL statement. So what is that? Alter table persons, alter column. So in case of drop or add, we are going to alter column and date of birth year. So in the previous example, we have taken the data type of date of birth is a date, but here we are going to change that data type, that is year, with the help of this alter column concept. Now notice that date of birth column is now type of year and is going to hold a year in a 2 or 4 digit format. So this is how you can change the data type of particular column in a table. Now another example that we would like to see, that is alter drop column example. Now next we want to delete a column named date of birth in a person's table. So we already seen that we have a one table. After that we have added one column, that is date of birth column. So now after adding that column, now our task is to delete that column with the help of drop column statement, alter drop column statement. So we use the following SQL statement for that: alter table, table name, that is persons, drop column, date of birth. So here you can see that we have a before that we have a this table, the final table that we have a this table, and we have added this column in a date of birth in a person's table. But now we would like to remove that column. So to remove that column, we have to write this statement, that is alter table persons, drop column, data type. So after executing this command, the table will look like in this form. Here you can see there are, so that table will be, now it is once again in an original form as we have seen from the previously. So this is what drop column statement. So friends, till now we understand the alter statement. In alter we have seen the add, modify or delete a column or change the data type. We have also seen the single line comment and multi-line comment. We have also seen the uh, previously what we have covered till now, that for example SQL and use of SQL and so on. I think this is what I would like to convey to you, means this is a DDL command. So now here we conclude about the DDL command, and these are the uses of DDL command in a SQL, in a database management system. Thank you all.